Today I interview poet, actor, cab driver, and author of the book King Lear of the Taxi, Davidson Garrett. Check out the interview. Hello, I'm Ted, and I'm here interviewing Davidson Garrett. He's a poet, a cab driver, an actor. Davidson, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good tonight, Ted. It's a pleasure to meet you and to have you in my taxi.
Thank you. It's really a nice night out tonight, nice and balmy.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful spring night in New York.
Beautiful, dark, New Yorky night. I have so many questions. You have such an interesting background. What do you do mainly right now? Are you a poet? Are you acting? What is your main thing right now?
My background has been acting, but for the last 15 years, I've sort of immersed myself into the poetry community.
Okay.
Because I felt like I wanted to go to another level of exploring my own feelings and thoughts about who I am, and you can do that a lot more through writing sometimes, rather than working on characters. So I've been concentrating on poetry writing and really working on the craft of writing more than anything. Not so much for publication, but just really growing as a writer. And the only way you can really do that is by writing every day and getting feedback from people who are very fine writers that can help you craft and structure your own work. So I've really concentrated on that for the last 15 years. But occasionally I do acting. I've done a lot of film and TV work over the years and always have the door open for that sort of thing if it should fall into my lap. But I've enjoyed just really getting into the art of poetry writing. So
you've got a good side angle. You seem like you've got that actor kind of thing to you.
A little bit. Well, you know, I came to New York in 1972 to train at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. And for a long time I worked as an actor off Broadway. I did touring shows. I did a lot of film and TV work, small roles, nothing major.
Like what types of roles?
Well, I played a dead body on Law and Order. I played...
Did you have to move around at all? I guess you're dead, so
it was
you're
pretty
not
good. It was
logically.
13-degree weather
Right.
at night. I did a lot of taxi driving in different films.
So you actually played a taxi driver, and you're a real taxi driver.
I did. I also was on Spin City. I played an EMS worker. I had a little speaking part on All My Children. That's actually what got me into Screen Actors Guild.
My mother loves that show, by the way.
Well, I got made up right next to Susan Lucci.
Oh, she's like the main one, right?
She was the lady you love to hate.
She's Erica, right? Erica
but
Kane.
she was great. And where are we, Ted?
I don't know. What street is this? I don't... Is that the bridge?
That's the Williamsburg Bridge.
There it is. It's a beautiful bridge.
We're in hipster land.
Well, why is this hipster land exactly?
Well, this is where all the young people move now because they can't afford to live in Manhattan. So they come out to Williamsburg so that they can find cheap rent. Ha ha ha, there is no cheap rent.
There's no such thing, right? That's a sham.
Not in Williamsburg. But it's a wonderful area. I love the industrial look of Williamsburg. So I often come out here at night and I work the hipster crowd. I take them from bar to bar, to restaurant to restaurant.
Are they kind of arrogant sometimes? Are they a little bit like, hey, sure, whatever, cab driver, just get me where I've got to go?
I think they're not arrogant to an old man like me. I think they feel a little sympathy for me when I start talking to them, and I usually ask them where they're from and what brought them to New York. And I do that because it reminds me when I was 19 years old and I moved to New York from Louisiana.
Louisiana?
I didn't know a lot of people, and when I talk to these little hipsters in Williamsburg, it's like going back down memory lane for me when I first moved to New York.
And a lot of them are probably coming with their own hopes and dreams and music or acting.
Well, a lot
probably
of them
music more so, right?
A lot of them are coming with big trust funds too, that are able to pay the big rent, which I didn't have, unfortunately.
That makes it a lot easier, huh?
It makes it a little easier when you've got a few $1,000s.
Then again, maybe not, because then maybe you go too lazy, you know? Like, you've got to be thrown against the wall to really, you know, fight for it.
You know what I've learned, Ted? You have to appreciate the struggle. And I haven't had an easy time in New York City. I've had to work very, very hard. I actually put myself through college and graduate school driving this taxi.
Oh, wow.
And part of growing, I think, as a human being and as an artist is the struggle. And that's really what gives you the impetus to keep going, to achieve whatever goal you might want. So I don't